speaking of schools, we're going to head down south a little bit, and Susan Patton was talking to us from the Biddeford Middle School up in Maine, kicking off the convoy to Arlington this year for Wreaths Across America. Mike Lutzenkirchen is joining us, and of course, you know Mike by now. He's been with us on the show on a fairly regular basis for a couple of years now, believe it or not. And of course, if you don't know Mike, he's the father of the late Philip Lutzenkirchen. Phil was a great Auburn University football player, 2009 to 2012. Phil was killed in a car crash in 2014. His dad, Mike, started the Lutzie 43 Foundation. 43 was Phil's number. And the foundation educates high school students about the dangers of distracted, impaired, and unsafe driving. But not only that, it provides them with the tools to make better decisions behind the wheel. And Mike, welcome back to the show. It's so good to talk to you as always.
Hey, Dave, great to be on and actually taking it from Chattanooga, Tennessee, where we're doing a site visit for an event we're going to host up here next Wednesday on December 17th.
Indeed, indeed. And it's called the Safe Driving Summit. Give us some... I thought we've talked quite a bit before about the this, that, and the other aspects of everything you're doing. And if we've done it before, I kind of forgot, so that means we should maybe do it again, kind of dig in to talk about exactly what the summit entails. There are 4 component pieces, I guess you might say, 4 component areas. Sharing the road and getting to know big trucks is tops on the list, huh?
Yeah, so Dave, for your audience, it's when we address the teenage audience, so we're talking anywhere from 13 to 19, if you will, but really 15 to 18. It's that 9th through 12th grade audience. One of the ways we do that is we have licensed and created a 5-hour safe driving summit. It typically runs from 9 to 2 on a high school campus, or we'll go to a technical college or 4-year campus and bring high school kids to the event. But what we start out with is about a 75-minute keynote where I share very intimate details of how Philip, as a passenger, and his friend, the driver, lost their lives. It was a crash. It wasn't an accident. It was due to poor decisions that were made that weekend where the kids drank throughout the day on a Saturday, rolled into early morning after midnight. So there's one lesson, is not to be on the roads after midnight. 3 of the 4 kids were not wearing a seatbelt. All 4 kids were legally intoxicated or drunk. The one young man, and maybe it was muscle memory, I don't know, they got in that front passenger seat. He did the 3-second habit in his life where he reached his right shoulder and came to his left hip and wore a seatbelt. And the latest statistics are 61% of our roadway fatalities, somebody wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And it blows me away that in today's day and age, the proof that seatbelts save lives, and yet 61% of our fatalities, somebody wasn't wearing a seatbelt, whether it be the driver or passengers. But we always conclude that keynote with a state trooper, if you will, law enforcement, reading a script of an actual teen crash that occurred. As he or she is doing that, we always have about anywhere from 8 to 10 different first responder organizations at these summits. We think it's so important for the high school kids to see state, county, and city personnel across fire, EMS, airlift, evac, all 3 levels of law enforcement. We typically bring in a wrecker or towing company, and then, quite frankly, we bring in a coroner. But we read that script of what occurred, and they're all coming up behind the trooper who's reading the script, and then afterwards we project what that crash site looks like, and then the trooper will tell each organization, first responder organization, to take 3 minutes to tell the kids what you do individually or independently as an organization, but how you collaboratively work to get that team that has to get to the emergency room for surgeries to make sure that occurs. Once we do that, what's great is we can do an all-student assembly for that. So we've had as many as 2,500 kids in a gym see that opening keynote, but then we take up to 400 kids, and they rotate through the 4 breakouts. And one of you just described is called Share the Road. It's typically delivered down here in the South by an America Trucking Association road team captain, and then other trucking companies that we've got great partnerships here in the Southeast. The other 3 breakouts, one is a law enforcement. Again, they're going to come in at state trooper, commercial vehicle enforcement, county sheriff, city police, and they're going to give a presentation to the kids about what they're seeing on the roads of teenage drivers, and they're going to do some statistics and some data and share the kids some information there. The final 2 breakouts are healthcare driven. One is a reenactment of a teen coming into an emergency room, and we'll have anywhere from 8 to 10 personnel there. In fact, we're right here with Erlinger Health, getting ready for next week, doing the site visit. Dr. Chris Bell will be the lead surgeon and tell the kids, here's what's going to happen if you end up in this emergency room, and do all we can to get you through here to surgeries. If the child survives the crash, the emergency room visit, and surgery or surgeries, what does rehab look like? What can the professionals do to try to get you back to pre-crash mental and physical status if we can? And we're proud, Dave, down here in Georgia and in Alabama, we've now delivered 32 of these summits, 85 plus high schools participating, and over 23,000 students attending.
Wow, that is impressive. One of the things that I've noticed here is that everything's in person, because kids today, and I'm starting to get that way myself. I'm looking at a screen more than anything else in the world. You know, I'm in a room and I'm not looking at the room. I'm looking at a screen. I'm talking to people, but I'm talking to them on a screen. The thing about going into the trauma thing, that's an in-person thing. I mean, that you just can't get that on video, can you? I mean, that's where the impact comes, the actual human-on-human relationship, the visceral relationship.
That's right. So again, I kind of just described what we do to try to educate the teens. And for your audience to think about, I think of roadway safety as three pillars or three elements. It's the road infrastructure, if you will. It's the vehicles, and it's the people. And in all these situations we're at, we have wonderful relationships with State Department of Transportation. So GDOT in Georgia and LDOT, Alabama DOT over there, Tennessee DOT. They're the infrastructure experts, right? They know where to put in a roundabout or rumble strips or change the roadway barriers. They know where to reduce speed, and again, typically based on data of lost lives. They're the experts, and we partner with them. When it comes to vehicles, there's some great companies out there like Sansera and Lytix and McLeod Software, the vehicle manufacturers themselves. That's their nature, what they're trying to do to make these vehicles safer. And we really think through Philip's story and Philip Life and the creation of our 43 Key Seconds initiative, we're right in that sweet spot on people. Can we get to these teenagers and create strong driving behaviors right out of the gate, or break some bad ones that they might have started early, like texting and driving or TikTok and driving or not wearing seatbelts? That's what we're really trying to do. But we try to address audiences, Dave, everywhere from 15 years old to 65 and older. I'm thrilled later today I'm going to give a keynote at the Thrive Regional Partnership here in the Chattanooga area in their mobility group and really try to impress upon them what we're doing with corporate America to make their environment safer.
Wow. Thank you so much for squeezing all of that in. That's a lot of stuff to put in that package right there, Mike. I really appreciate it. And, of course, we hope that you'll continue to join us here on the program.
Well, Dave, always grateful to hear your voice and to share with your audience. Everybody, wear seatbelts, drive the speed, and be safe out there.
Got you covered.